Hello, students. Welcome to our session of the industrial safety. Here, we are having the online session of industrial safety subject. This subject is of the branch of structural engineering and mechanical engineering. And basically, we have already started our sessions regarding industrial safety, and we have already completed some topics. And previously, we had fourth session where we have discussed the various topics which are required in the G2 syllabus, and that was covered. And basically, we are in the module 1. So, yes, we will be proceeding towards our subject. So, further topics will be discussed in today's session. Okay. So, yes, we will be proceeding to our session. So, next is drinking water, the very much important drinking water. The provision in this act, and yes, first of all I want to tell you that it is section number 18 in Factories Act 1948. The provision in this act under the factories are: first, arrangement shall be made to provide and maintain sufficient supply to wholesome drinking water. Means proper provision of the drinking water should be made. Point should be marked as drinking water in the language understood by the workers. Means whatever the language that is being understood by the workers, in that language the drinking water should be written over the source. It should be situated within the 6 meter of any washing, urinals, latrines or spittoons. So it should be very much near, around 6 meters from any water closet or the urinal or the latrine. Provision shall be made for cooling water during the hot weather by effective means and for distribution thereof in every factory wherein more than 250 workers are ordinarily employed. Examine as prescribed by the authorities of the supply and distribution of the drinking water in the factories. So these are all the acts that is been related to the drinking water. Latrine and urinals. So it is given in section number 19 of Factories Act 1948. The Factories Act makes following provisions in this respect. First is sufficient latrines and urinals accommodation of the prescribed type shall be provided and conveniently situated to them. Means proper type of urinals and latrines are provided at the convenient distance and convenient location, accessible to the workers at all the time while they are at the factory. Means while they are working, it can be easily accessible to them. Such kind of locations is required to be selected for the latrines and urinals. Next is separated enclosed accommodation shall be provided for male and female workers, and there should be adequately lighted and ventilated. So this means that a separate urinals and water closets for male and the female workers is required to be provided, and those uh, urinals and double closets, water closets should be properly, adequately lighted and ventilated. So there should not be any kind of suffocation or congestion in the latrine and urinals. They should be maintained clean and sanitary condition at all the times. I mean, it should be uh, cleaned every time. Regularly, it should be cleaned so that a proper hygiene is maintained. That will be obviously helpful for the health of the worker, whether it is a male or a female. Sweepers should be employed whose primary duty should be to keep latrines, urinals, and washing surface clean. Okay. Where there are females are employed, there should be at least one latrine for every 25 females. So for females, there should be one latrine for 25 females. Where the males are employed, there should be at least one latrine for every 25 males. So for every 25 males and for every 25 females, there should be one urinal. Okay. Provided that where the number of the males exceed 100, it should be sufficient if there is one latrine for 25 males of two first 100 and for every 50 thereafter. Okay. So means when the number exceeds 100, one latrine should be provided for every 25 males, and on further increasing by 50, another latrine is required to be provided. In calculating the number of the latrines required under this rule, any odd number of workers less than 25 to 50, as in case, shall be reckoned 25 or 50. Urinal accommodation. Urinal accommodation shall be provided for the use of male workers and shall not be less than 2 feet in length for over 50 males provided. That were the number of the males employed 500. It should be sufficient if there is one urinal for every 50 males up to the first 500 employed and one for every 100 thereafter. In calculating the urinals accommodations, required number of the rules may be odd number of workers less than 50 or 800. In any case, maybe shall be reckoned as 50 or 100. But in factory where more than 200 or 50 workers are ordinarily employed, there all the latrines and the urinals accommodation shall be prescribed sanitary types. Okay. The floors and the internal walls up to the height of 90 centimeter, the unit sanitary blocks shall be laid in a glazed tiles and or a smooth polished impervious surface. Third, latrine and urinal should be thoroughly washed and cleaned at least once in every 7 days with suitable detergent or disinfectant or with both. The state government may prescribe the number of the latrines and urinals to be provided in any factory in proportion to the number of the males and female workers ordinarily employed therein. There's spittoons. Next is spittoons. Section number 20. There spittoons are prescribed. There shall be provided sufficient number of spittoons in convenient places and they shall be maintained in a clean and hygienic condition. The state government should make rules prescribing the type and the number of the spittoons that is required to be provided and the location in any factory. So these are all the terms that is required to the health is given in the uh, Factories Act 1940. Thank you for attending the session. I will be meeting you in the next session. Thank you.